Hello and welcome. This is Diana and this is Holistic Vibes. I don't know if I am going to throw cards. I did pull a double deck. But I really wanted to kind of offer a channeled message, right? Because I was over here meditating and what I kept seeing is like these threads of connection, right? These threads of all these different timelines, all these different vibrations of like who you are, where you're at currently, where you've been. They're kind of all fighting with each other right now, right? And so you may feel like your emotions are up and down and that they're like you're super sensitive and you don't know what's going on, but you know there was some kind of a shift, right? And like, no, that means that you're on the right path, that you're literally on the right timeline. For those of you that have like fallen back in like your old wounds, or you found yourself being angry or being like frustrated or like quick, in your reaction, maybe something from a repeating pattern happened again, right? And it was like, how did you respond to that situation? And I'm talking to those people who actually chose to raise their frequency and choose a different timeline. Even though you've gone through waves of sorrow or waves of frustration or waves of like, God, what next? Right? Like, I'm here to tell you, like, you are right on the right path. Like, you are literally on your highest timeline. And it's kind of like, look at it as like, Satan is such a broad term, you think of a certain thing, right? But it's more of like your wounds, your triggers, your programs, your contracts, like the karma that you've ensued. You can call it whatever you want, but it's a lower density than where you've been operating at, I'd say, for like the last 3 years. You know, like you've slowly been progressively like climbing a mountain, maybe even 4, right? It could be, yeah. So like I would say 4. If you're further through and you're still experiencing this, just know that like it just took you a little longer on your path, right? We all have these markers in our Akash, in our horoscopes, in our like planet placements, astrology. Like we all have certain markers. And regardless of when you hit your marker, like you still come to a state where you are then ready for your highest timeline. So you have to take whatever resonates for you, right? Back to the threads. So what they were showing me is essentially like your lowest self, like when you were in your depths, right? Where you just didn't know what was going on and you were living in all your open wounds. And all the way up to the point where you are in your highest state of consciousness, like pineal gland's fully open, like your third eye is completely awake, like you're tapped into your gifts, like you are the vibration of the reflection of what you wish to be in the world, right? Like you are attracting that into you. And so like, when the world shows you your wounds, like you are no longer like in a reactive state of being. You're asking, why did this situation cause me a reaction, right? And you're mimicking or working through like, what did I do last time? What did I need to do this time? Where did I miss the boat? And then if it comes again, you're then pausing in the moment saying, hey, this is what I need to be doing, right? You're allowing the timelines to shift. Consciously being aware and allowing another individual to pick their own karma in the moment. Like it's not about the delineation of where you've been or where you're going. It's the here and the now. And so as your reality is unfolding, you get to pick which timeline you're operating in instantaneously, right? But you're also healing those lower timelines that are not the current reality that you're living. Right? And then you're allowing yourself to step into a higher timeline. It's all about frequency, right? Where are you vibrating at right now? If you find yourself vibrating in like sorrow and anger and hurt and resentment and frustration, and those things keep coming up, right? Or the lack or the limit or the not enough, like whatever that is, I will tell you right now, there is a 99.9% truth that you have an entity attachment. Plain and simple. Because those ups and downs are literally being fed by cords and by energy. And the whole reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I want you to be clear of all of these energies. Like, I want you to be a sovereign being in your body. It's all about identifying. It's all about like that's what this next phase and wave is coming, is like you clearly from head to toe can read your own energy. You know that your chakras are not blocked. Somebody can read you and say your chakras are blocked. But the truth of the matter is you are a sovereign being in a body. And nobody can step into your field without you allowing it. Energies that are on the physical plane or off the physical plane, it does not matter, right? You claim your sovereignty. They can attempt to read you with their own capabilities, right? And when you hit a certain level of mastery, or when you hit a certain level of self, you then are no longer being controlled and outweighed by a lower vibration. You are then commanding the lower vibration. You are commanding a higher timeline, right? You're holding everybody to the state of vibration of love. And that's where we're going. As a collective, no longer will the energies be feeding on individuals. Because they're not going to be able to. They're literally going to be all positively polarized. It's going to be like a nuke energetic bomb of just heart-centered consciousness that's going to ripple through the earth plane. And it's like all of a sudden things will start changing like at a rapid rate. It's going to be all of a sudden everybody will be out of the vibration of like what is fair, what is just, what is right. No longer what a negative entity attachment is telling you is the right way to be, right? You're going to understand and start seeing more of the mind manipulation that was implemented in World War II and how it has grown into the current reality, right? There's going to be these shifts that are just going to happen within the collective consciousness as each one pulls the string of their own wounds up to a higher state of consciousness, that then we are going to be like, it's like human decency and kindness and like that. What would I do if that would be me? Or what would I hope that my community would do for me if I was in that position, right? How do we support more on a grand level by putting ourselves in the shoes of another and then shifting? Understanding both sides of the street, but with consciousness. Not just saying we're doing it, but actually doing it. Right? No longer being in this, like, I have to hustle to make more money to get that thing. And instead, like, being like, how do I just, like, be in the vibration that is? And then get my vibration into a point where it's not a grind. But again, that takes like that ripple through the earth that is going to happen. We're going to start identifying like where are the most happiest societies, right? What is it that are those key components? And how far do we have to pivot to like get to that state of being, right? Yeah, it's there's this massive release and growth phase that we're going to be going through. And the thing is like those that are in the manipulation state of being, they're going to stick out like a sore thumb, because those that are awoken, those that can truly see, are going to quadruple in like the next 6 months. Like it's going to be like even those that are completely embedded into like the programming, right, are going to start putting puzzle pieces together. Like it's just going to like, it's essentially like that patch of code has been upgraded to where like even though their third eye is not open, their program is upgraded, right? whether it's because of the family patch or whatever, I don't know what that looks like. They're showing me DNA strands, like upgrading individuals, like upgrading, like you're not just, block of information is massive. You're not just receiving like your upgraded threads, like you're actually helping upgrade the threads of all the people around you, even if they don't believe what it is that you believe. Even though they don't, and my voice changed there, just FYI. Like my voice does that when I'm channeling, by the way. Yeah, like this goes for everybody that's been doing the work, right? Anybody, it doesn't matter. But as long as you're choosing your highest timeline, right, where you're getting onto the highest state of being, of self, like that's what you're doing for your family members. And then you're going to start noticing, like all of a sudden as they click, then you'll be able to have higher conversations with them, because they're going to be like, you know what, you said that like years ago. And it's like the mentalities are shifting within the collective on a grander scale. A grandeur scale. I don't know who that was. Thanks. What else do you want me to? So you have to remember what timeline you truly do desire as you evolve. As you get to like your own state of being, like what is it in you that is causing you to pause? That is causing you to kind of second guess, right? And as you're working through the new moon energy, right? As you're working through the stuff you need to air out, the seeds you need to plant, right? Who you need to co-create with as you move forward, right? And as you kind of bear yourself, it's crazy. Yeah, it's like as you go through and you kind of step into this new vibration of who you are, right? And you realize that your soul aspects are essentially the part that's driving your fruition, your fruitfulness. You start contemplating like what it is you really like released and what you held to you. And it's kind of allowing this, it's like a surrender of like the old self. It's almost like the upgrade is forcing you to write a new story, right? And so like you get to at this time truly set down all your burdens and ask the desires of like what it is you truly want. What do you want to manifest? And like how do you want it to affect not only you, but like your family, like your lineage, like your like your pathways, your ancestors. It's like as you heal, as you start like diving into the deep of like the what is, what could be, it changes the mission on how you're moving forward, right? How you're gathering your own information, your own yeah, it's like how you're fully getting yourself unstuck, I guess. Anything else? And that's going to open up to this new beginning, right? It's kind of like getting a new throne mate. I don't know. That's just what they said. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're getting a new mate and they're on their way. But it's going to be a leap of faith, right? Because maybe you have to understand, like, in darkness you see light. There has to be death in order to have a rebirth. Like, this is the making of what is a prophet, what is a seer. You know, through the silence that those do not see, the battles that were fought, right? The how you've overcome your environment, your situation. And like, it's going to be kind of the key as you're moving forward, like to constantly pause and say, does this bring me joy? Does this bring me light? Like, and how do you constantly make yourself better? Not like leaps and bounds, right? But like, just move 1 inch, like, closer to what it is you desire. Like, what do you have to do to incorporate in your life more joy? Like, to where you're just happy to be happy. Right? Where you don't care about another person's journey or the avenues that they took or what they did or how it affected you. Like, you just surrender and let that shit go, right? Because the truth is like, the past is the past. You have to let it be the past. It's not helping your energy or your health or your cells or your vibration for you to keep drumming up the past like it happened. Right? Nobody's negating that situation. And if you are like still looking at acceptance through admission, right? Or you're wanting vindication, but you want to hear an I'm sorry, like, then you're still looking for an answer from somebody else, right? And you have to allow yourself to say, you know what? Regardless of what transpired or how I allowed it to affect my life, because it's only affecting you, it's not doing shit to them. And you say, I forgive you anyway, right? It's like there was a karmic tie there was a lesson attached to it, and I fully and completely release it. And I'm not going back into my old. And that's going to be the key to opening up the remainder of the gifts that are still sleeping. Because whoever I'm talking to, your gifts are wide open. Like, they're wide open. I don't know. This is a weird reading. This is like, I mean, it turned into like a totally, maybe it should have been 2 spots. I don't know. Advice? I don't know. It's a random rant. I'm going to re-listen to it and see if it even makes sense. This is what happens when I channel, by the way. It just goes. Yeah. So Archangel Michael, trusting in heaven. Surrender your concerns and allow miracles to occur. They said that is it. Strength and guidance. Kuan Yin, care and compassion and hope, love and acceptance. So choose to be love. Love is yours. Always offer a helping hand. Choose loving thoughts. So I guess I'm going to leave this here, right? Mind your words. And see, even when triggered, like, what is it that your inner dialogue is playing? Like, what is popping up instantaneously? And just start identifying it, right? And I don't know why, but like, they're kind of showing me the grovel void codes. Like number sequences, right? And like starting to change your own neuroplasticity and doing your own work, because the people I'm talking to, you guys are masters within yourself, right? Like, you guys are legit higher echelon. And so, like, as you're unlocking these things and as you're going deep diving and you're coming into your own prophetic, like, abilities, your foresight, your, it's funny, they always like me to say magnokinesis. Whoever learns to do that, I want to, I want to know how to attract that magnet. That'd be cool. But as you're unfolding these gifts, stepping into, like, it's funny because it's like shamanism, prophetic, seer, like, alchemist. Like, I'm talking to the top echelon of the incarnation cycle, right? And the truth is it's like, once you adjust your tuner and you realize that, like, it's on lock, like, it can't go lower anymore, then, like, you're in a whole new ball game. You're in a whole new, like, vibration. And it's almost like with your raising and stepping into the highest state of consciousness that you can at this time, you're literally, like, essentially making those that are in a lower vibration, like, bump up because they have to. Like, the planet can only hold so much of a particular peak vibration. And so it's like, unpill that, and then I would say, like, if you can visualize it, like, see all the aspects of yourself and pull all of them together, right? All the wounded aspects, all the healed aspects, all the different timelines, like, all the past lives, like, you go through and you literally crunch them all together and you heal it all at once, right? You just push, like, a loving vibration down at it and allow it to, like, blow up and, like, burst in light. And you feel the spark of God, like, emanate through the energy. Just allow it to transfer and shift everything, right? And as you do that, like, you then pull in, like, your highest vibration of self. And you allow that to just kind of emanate through you. And every time that you dip, because you're gonna dip, you're gonna wobble, as soon as it drops, like, allow that to be, like, your new resident and your new vibration of, like, okay, well, what happened there? Like, was that energy even mine? 90% of the time, it's somebody else's, because you're part of an empathic vibration. Like, your oversoul and, like, the greater collect. If you don't know about, like, oversouls and monads and collective conscious, like, there's a handful of people that have some really great videos on it. I would do some more homework. But it's literally, I keep seeing it. It's like, you heal you choose a higher timeline, you identify, like, what is been your hang up, and then you literally end up raising up your DNA, which raises up the greater collective consciousness, because it's like a spider web, and it ripples just like a wave ripples, like the energy and the air ripple a wave, right? Like, that's exactly what you're doing to energy. And so it's like, as you get more concentrated in your own gifts, like, your ripple gets bigger and it gets stronger. And then all of a sudden you're hitting, like, 8-foot waves, 10-foot waves, 40-foot waves. And it's literally like rippling and shifting the energy around you. I don't know, but, like, this is what's going down for the new moon. I think I already put something out, but this is going to go up also. Because honestly, like, it's core to this next phase. I don't know what's happening planetary. Like, there may be something really massive that's, like, taking place for the planets. You'll have to look into that. I don't know, but I tell you what, like, the amount of seers and the amount of, like, prophets and the amount of saints that are going to be, like, uncovered in this next next phase, it's going to be mind-blowing. And they're so connected to God. Like, you just feel like the resonance of like the heart. You're not looking at the exterior shell. Like, you are literally just feeling the vibration of love. Like, and there's no gray. Like, it's not like, it's almost like everyone will be able to just read their energy as love. And it's undeniable. It's like it's a vibration. It's like a sound. Like, you know what an A note sounds like, right? Or a C note sounds like. And it's like these individuals, right? Because there's throughout the world, it's going to be wild how many people with gifts, like, that are outstanding, like top chain, are going to come online, and they're just going to be the vibration of God. And like, all these people who have been operating out of like a lower vibration, like, they are going to become so obvious, because their energy is just going to feel icky. It's going to feel murky, and it's going to feel gross. And then you're going to start seeing their wounds, right? Like, all the bad choices they've made in this lifetime, you're literally going to feel and see, like, sorry for those people. So then it's going to make you not want to watch these people or like listen to these people, because you're going to literally feel the things that they're doing in the background, right? It's like, it's a totally different vibration that will be unfolding in this collective consciousness as we move forward. And they just keep telling me, like, trust in heaven. Like, there is a divine plan to all things. But it's just going to start unfolding, and it's going to be horribly obvious, the things that have been happening and the things that will no longer happen, because the collective will have seen it all as truth and will start demanding like a retribution of some sort, a balancing of the scale. And it's not even they're going to be doing it, like, God is balancing the scale. It's going to get very interesting. So I'm going to leave that there, because it's like they're trying to tell me like other stuff. So hey, if something in this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to share this with somebody, that'd be great. I am going to start doing clearings more readily on the channel. And like I said, my whole goal is to get you into your sovereignty, to get you fully balanced, and to get you on a higher timeline, because that's how we're going to raise our consciousness. It's be aware of what you're feeding your mind, right? What you're listening to, because that is going to have an effect on your evolution, and what timeline you're choosing, right? So I'm going to leave that there, and be well, my friends. Ciao.